How are you going to complain that it's hard to be the man, but then also understand that being the man has value? They are linked. You cannot separate the two. It's a logic fail. If you love the fact, if you love the idea of being that character you dream of yourself to be, then you should love the fact it's hard to become that man. There's no light without dark. You will not appreciate your six-pack unless you didn't have one and you had to earn it. That's how the world works. You know what, Tate? Yeah, I agree, but you know, it's hard. It's hard. Of course it is. It's supposed to be. And if you're not cut out for it, then fuck off and live a normal existence and die. Sit there, letting other men enjoy the spoils of being a man and fucking die. If that's what you want to do, is just sit there and exist and then fade into history unremembered. That's your decision. If you want to level up your character, then you need to get out here and do it. You need to be around brave men. You need to get some balls. You need to get your network together. You need to be paying attention to things like the Fresher Fit podcast. Listen to the truth. Humble yourself. Stop sitting there with an ego. Realize you ain't shit. Most of you fuckers could go look in the mirror right now, and if you were totally honest with yourself, go look in the mirror and be honest with yourself and say, if I was a hot bitch, would I fuck me? And the answer for most of you is no. So you can't be mad at women. They've got eyes. They see the same shit you see right now. And they just don't. The answer is fucking no. You ain't got shit worth fucking, my friend.
When you do right, you get right. When you do the right thing as a man, you will get right results. That's in business. That's in the gym. That's with your diet and your physical health and your well-being. That's in a relationship. You know, a lot of guys do the wrong thing, and not just, you know, to get good results, but the wrong thing morally. They do the wrong thing. They actually damage their own bodies by not taking care of themselves, by being too stressed out. They do the wrong thing by lying, cheating, stealing. And, you know, people might see results, you know, as they get away with those bad things. But let me tell you though, in the long run, you're better off doing the right thing. And a lot of guys want to take shortcuts, even in the gym. You know, they want to take synthetic testosterone to get to that end result, which is basically taking steroids. And if that's what a guy chooses to do, more power to him. However, he's got to be aware that there is a risk with that. When you're juicing up with the roids, there's going to be a possible negative outcome with a situation like that. And so it's really just about respecting yourself. You know, even in a relationship, doing the right thing is sometimes either talking about something, either walking away. You know, every situation's different, but you make sure that you do the right thing for yourself before anybody else. If you don't take care of yourself, nobody else will for you. Nobody else will for you. You guys have to honestly take a hard look at yourself and see where you can improve. If you're an alpha male, you can never be too much in pride where you think that you're always right. Your way is always the better way. You have to be open to seeing a little bit of a correction that you need to do, okay? And I know this isn't easy sometimes because we get so stuck in our ways, but the definition of growing is expanding. And if you really truly want to expand as a man, you have to make sure that you're not going to be so stuck in your own ways. You always have to be moving. You always have to be willing to grow, to make changes.
Even though it's about life, it's pretty much the same way, guys. All right. In order to be more confident, guys, you have to fail. That's the bottom fucking line, guys. You have to fail. See, guys, failure shows your weaknesses, displays your weaknesses, shows where you need to improve on. All right. And you need to do the work on whatever it is in life that you're trying to do. What you got to put the work in through repetition and putting the work in. After a while, with any skill set, if you keep doing it, you will get better at it. All right. And once you do that improvement, those successes is what's going to make you confident in something. Let's hypothetically say you got an algebra test Friday. But let's say your ass out partying every day instead of at home studying for that algebra test. You gonna be confident going in that room to take that test? You ain't putting no work in to prepare for it. See, you not fucking prepared for it. So when you go in that room, you're not gonna be confident. But let's take it from this angle. Let's say hypothetically, all week you bust your ass studying. You've been doing flashcards. You've been answering a lot of the answers right with the flashcards. You've been studying. You've been killing it you know, studying and stuff, you've been answering pretty much all the answers right and stuff, you pretty much got it down to a T, you damn well prepared, you're gonna be very damn confident to go in there and take that fucking test because you put the fucking work in. All right, it ain't just come from the sky. You ain't just wake up one morning, man, I'm gonna pass this test.
Struggles people are going through with self-doubt, not believing in themselves, negative thoughts about themselves. And I believe the solution to self-doubt is to build something bigger than that doubt, which is to build our self-confidence. I've been riddled with self-doubt. That creeps up all the time in our lives. Am I enough? Am I good enough? Do I deserve this? Is this something that's part of my destiny? Should I be doing this? And if you're a religious person, I believe the adversary, if you believe in the adversary, I believe the adversary's greatest tool that he could use against you to get you to lose in your life is to get you discouraged and doubting. These are two of the most chaotic things that the adversary can do to us, or that we do to ourselves in our own minds, is to get ourselves doubting, to get ourselves discouraged, because you can't win when you doubt and you can't win when you're discouraged. About self-doubt is that you don't overcome it, you build something bigger than it, which means you build your self-confidence, and the greater and greater your self-confidence get, it minimizes the impact self-doubt has on us. Now, why is that so important? It's important because you have to understand one thing about the doubts and the negative thoughts you have about yourself. As hard as this is to accept, these are not your thoughts. You weren't born doubting. You weren't born discouraged. You weren't born thinking negative things about yourself. Those were thoughts that were placed in you and given to you by an external source at some time in your life. It could even be our parents. Don't do that. Be quiet. Sit down. Be a good boy. Be a good girl. Maybe it was criticism you received as a little one that you may not even remember to this day. It could have been a school teacher. It could have been ridicule at school from other children. But when you were young in your formative years, these negative thoughts about yourself were planted in you by an external source. That's so powerful to understand, because these things you think you believe about yourself that have become really true to you, you don't even really believe. They were not your original thoughts. But the power of belief is so incredible in our lives. It's so insidious, because when we have a belief about something, even if it was given to us by somebody else, our mind goes to work on proving to us that this belief is true.
If you want to learn about self-help, if you want to understand yourself and see what kind of man you really are, and learn how to fight through adversity, and learn how to get up when life's difficult, and learn how to control your mind, and learn how to struggle, then you can go to the boxing gym and you can get your ass kicked. You do not need to read any books. You need to get in the gym, walk in there and say, I'm going to fight the best fighter here every single day, and not quit until you can eventually beat him. But most people are not man enough for that. And reality is always going to be a better teacher than a book, because you're not learning when you read books. You're regurgitating. You may be reading, but I don't believe you're truly learning. My coach used to say, if it doesn't hurt, you didn't learn. And I think he's completely right. And it's the same with entire life. You see people make the same mistake over and over again until it eventually goes really wrong. And it's only then they'll change.
Then they change.